I want to begin today by expressing how deeply sorry I am for the impact this derailment has had on the residents of East Palestine and the surrounding communities. I am determined to make this right.
We've used one of EPA's most powerful enforcement tools to hold Norfolk Southern accountable and to require the company to clean up the mess it made.
Will you commit that Norfolk Southern will be there for as long as it takes to make East Palestine, Ohio, Darlington Township in Pennsylvania, and the surrounding communities whole from this disaster, yes or no?
Yes, it's my personal commitment and Norfolk Southern's commitment that we're going to be there for as long as it takes to help East Palestine thrive and recover.
That's the answer I was looking for.
We're going to be there today, tomorrow, a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now.
I have been told by workers who work for your company and other rail companies that they are now being asked to do more work with fewer workers, and that includes safety inspections. So well before this disaster in East Palestine, we have been told about the potential safety hazards.
Senator, in December of last year, I charted a new course in the industry. And I said we're going to move away from a near-term focus solely on profits.
Our leadership, our media, and our politicians were slow to respond to this crisis, in part because a certain segment of our leadership feels like the people of East Palestine are a little out of style. They have the wrong politics, they're a little too rural, maybe a little too white.
Will you commit to compensating affected homeowners for their diminished property values?
Senator, I'm committing to do what's right.
Well, what's right is a family that had a home worth $100,000 that is now worth $50,000 will probably never be able to sell that home for $100,000 again. Will you compensate that family for that loss?
Senator, I'm committed to do what's right.
That is the right thing to do. These are the people who are innocent victims.
My concern going forward is, what are the causes? What's fundamental here, and what should motivate changes? As I watch the news coverage, it looks like every politician from the local level to the federal level is trying to jump in front of the camera and say, I'm going to save your lives. But we really don't have a good sense of the scope of the problem.
Well, we have to make our transportation as safe as possible. Most folks may not know that we've got 140,000 miles of railway, 100,000 folks in rural communities. Those communities are made up of lower wealth white communities and farmers and indigenous brothers and sisters and communities of color. So we've got to make sure that folks have a clear understanding of what's moving through their backyards or front yards in some instances, and what the dangers could be.
It's just sort of ironic that this railroad, which had sort of the historic best safety record, a railroad that in their investor conference in December pledged to do things differently with their stakeholders, including labor and shippers. Their safety record is actually pretty remarkable. 99.99% get through. It's just, I guess, instead of being thankful that it could have been worse, we're, sort of attacking them as being unsafe, and that seems unfair.